So hi everyone, my name is Rishab Joshi and I'm a dentist and a portrait photographer and a writer and a filmmaker and now a TEDx speaker. There's a reason why I've been so many things and I'm only 26 by the way. And there's a reason why you all should be many things too. How I came across my reason was a life-changing event, but I'll get into it shortly. Let's start from the beginning. In school, I was a pretty good student. I used to score around 90%. I used to be second or third in class, but never once did I come first. And that didn't bother me because my parents were happy and content. These are my parents, and that's my cute brother. So I'm really lucky because my parents never put pressure on me for anything, and they didn't force me to do something that I didn't want. My mom is in the audience today, so thank you, mom, and thank you, dad. And I feel very lucky to have them. So besides studies, I had my hobbies in school as well. I used to take part in elocution. I used to do debates. I used to make music. I used to write poetry and recite in front of the whole school. And sometimes I used to play with the camera as well. But that was just something that I wanted to do at that point in my life. I still didn't know what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Now I hail from a family of doctors. So that was the easiest choice for me. And that's what I did. I chose the path of least resistance and entered dentistry. Now at this point of my life was pretty normal, boring normal. I was studying, I was passing all the exams with distinction, I was having fun with friends, I even had a girlfriend. Life was normal and I was content. But then, one fine day on 29th of October 2013, something drastic happened. This was just 2 days after my birthday, 20th birthday. I was just usually riding my two-wheeler and a speeding truck came from behind and bam, everything went blank. Now, a day after I woke up in an ICU, I was told that I was in transient coma and I had a brain hemorrhage, specifically a subdural hematoma in the occipital lobe. The neurosurgeon at that time who was treating me explained to me the graveness of the situation. He told me that only 50 to 90% of the people who develop this condition, they eventually die. And I was really lucky to be alive, and this was like my second chance. He told me that if the blood clot in my brain was 2 centimeters away from where it actually was, I would have never woken up. Now, when a neurosurgeon, doctor tells you something like that, something changes in you. I realized that I was 2 centimeters away from not waking up ever. And I realized that the last 20 years that I've spent awake, I didn't live. I was doing everything that I was supposed to do, but I didn't have any vivid experiences. I didn't test myself. I didn't live up to my whole potential. And most importantly, I wasn't doing something that I love. So for 2 months, I couldn't see clearly because of the damage. So all I could do was think. And I thought really hard about my life. And one day, I just decided to apply for a writer's job at a national magazine. And I got it. Now, being a Marwadi, I cannot tell you how ecstatic I was when I got that first paycheck. So during the morning, I was treating patients, and in the evening, after I come back to my hostel, I was writing for a magazine. So working as a part-time job, this was something new that I haven't done before, and it really felt something right. It felt right, and it felt something that was missing. So after a few months of writing for the magazine, they promoted me as the sub-editor of the magazine. And at that point, I realized, okay, I'm actually might be good at this. The inner writer in me got validated by someone else. That's when I realized, okay, I'm good. I should continue doing this. But writing alone wasn't satisfying me creatively. The creative bug in me was still wanting to do more. The creative urges were overflowing. So just one day, I picked up my father's DSLR camera, which he rarely used, and started exploring it. And that's when my brother set up an Instagram account for me where I started posting pictures. So at first I wasn't pretty good, but then slowly, after working a lot on it, I got to it. I got good at it. People started liking my photos. I started getting followers. Then again, I realized I'm good at this too. Now this is when I realized the first important life lesson, that if you try something new, if you get out of your comfort zone, every time I did that, I got appreciated for it. And that was something that I wanted to hold on for the rest of my life, to seek discomfort, to try new things, to open new doors, so I could know what lies underneath. So now a normal person would stop there, working as a dentist, part-time job as a writer, portrait photography as a hobby. But then I wasn't living a normal life. I was living my second chance. And I wanted to do more. I wanted to experience more stuff. So I ventured into filmmaking and started making music videos. These were some of the portraits that I took. Now, coming to the present or the recent past, in 2018, I made my first short film. I made that film in 50 hours for India Film Project. And let me tell you, making a short film in 50 hours is not an easy task. You have to write, shoot, edit, everything you have to do in 50 hours. And that was quite a challenge. That's why I did it, to test myself. I wrote that film with my brother and called it Wake Up. So as you can see, I took the words of my neurosurgeon pretty seriously. So out of 35,000 participants from around 12 countries, we were the only team to win 3 awards. Best Script of the Year, Best Actor of the Year, and Best Film number 5. Anupam K gave us scholarship for his Actor Prepares Institute to study filmmaking as well. Now, later, a few months later, my portrait started getting featured on Vogue Italia, the international magazine and portal. And that was again really special. Again, after a few months, I made my second short film, Paul, which won the Platinum Film of the Year award. Now let me tell you, I haven't been first in my entire life, even though I was a good student. But then, here I was, the #1 winner at Asia's largest filmmaking festival, filmmaking challenge. And it was only because I was doing something that I love. And recently, Femina India magazine featured me in their men's special edition. So the reason I'm telling you all these achievements of mine is simple. Because I often wonder, if I haven't had that near-death experience, would I have achieved all of this? Would I be standing here giving this talk? And the answer I find is no. I would be doing things that I was comfortable in. I would still be studying dentistry. I wouldn't have thrown myself out of my comfort zone to find my passions. But I got lucky. I had a different perspective now. And I realized that life is something to be explored and not to be dulled by the monotony or the societal norms. Sometimes we forget how lucky we are to be alive and well, to have a working brain, eyes, hands, feet, body. We take it for granted. But let me tell you, after that incident, I've always been grateful for my life. And I want you to be grateful and do as many things as you can without any such thing, any such event happening to you. I realized that my life was almost over. So from then point on, everything that I have, every second that I have is extra. Like in a football match, when the scores are tied at 90 minutes, have you seen how hard the players play in the next 30 extra time? And that's how I live my life. That's how I try to live my life. Pushing really hard, extra hard. And that's how you should live your life too. Because life is too short. And it's too short to spend it doing something that you don't like. There are no certainties in life. You're alive now, and then suddenly, bang, everything can go blank. So I'll leave you guys with this. We are all souls experiencing this human form. Your soul knows what you want, what it wants, and what's good for you. Just listen to it, trust it, and follow it, and you'll be much, much happier. Don't play by the rules, because that will only limit you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes and try new things, because making mistakes is the most effective way to learn. Get out of your comfort zone, seek discomfort as much as possible, because that's how you will grow and you'll know what you're capable of. And lastly, try to better yourself each and every day, because when the end comes, you'll be somewhat closer to the version you were meant to be. I'm Rishab Joshi, Rishab Shamkan Joshi, and I'm not just a dentist. Thank you.